What's up, guys? Once again, going to take a quick look and see what caught my eye in the month of February as far as comic books, and just kind of talk about some of the things that maybe brought me to it, um, and just we'll just go from there. Um, so the first one I want to kind of highlight, it was a creator who asked me to review his things, and he goes by Lord Mormon. I believe it's Anthony Mormon, um, but whichever. And so his is not on any of the typical sites like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, or Fund My Comic. He has his own, and it's called that'swildman.com, um, and spelled that's wild spelled with an E. Um, and he does the 415 series. Issues 1 and 2, I do currently have an off the cuff series, just giving my initial thoughts after reviewing it. Something I'm just trying to uh, test out a little bit. There will be a longer form review coming out on these. So far, I am liking what I'm reading from that. Uh, it's one of those, had I just kind of stumbled across it, likely would have made the purchase anyway. But I did go ahead and buy all 4 issues of the 415 series. But then he also has a one off, it looks like 415, and then it's instead of any kind of issues like 1 through 4, it's a name Jansen, public school. It was my upbringing here, so hey, words are hard sometimes for me. But yeah, definitely go check that out if you guys get a chance. I will say that the first one left me feeling pretty depressed, not in a bad way, just saying some shit goes down in that one, let's just say. Um, but, all in all, still left me feeling a certain kind of way. Um, so now we're going to go over to Fund My Comic. And from Missy over here, I went ahead and backed The Pumpkin Prince, book 1. Looked pretty interesting. Um, it looks like The Pumpkin Prince is basically just an all-in-all jack-o'-lantern that basically can move around. So I don't know. I just thought it looked kind of interesting. Wanted to check it out, see if this is my forte or perhaps not. Perhaps I'll find a spot that doesn't really work for me. We'll see. Because as I've mentioned before, I'm kind of new into the whole comic book world. So I'm going out and finding my boundaries and seeing what works and what doesn't work for me. And so, as far as February is concerned, that's the only one on Fund My Comic here. So we'll go over to Kickstarter here. We have several. We have Super Dangerous issue number 1, and actually I went ahead and backed everything. I'm a big. I want to know the full story, so if I'm catching on to it late, chances are I'm going to back the whole thing just to see, even if I'm not sure if this is going to be for me. I just want to know. So that's where we got with that. Next on the list is Smokes the Fox. And this one I thought was just pretty interesting. Wanted to go ahead and grab the little collectible while I was at it. If I remember right, it also came with like a coin, a um, little mini comic, and all that. So that was the whole thing that I bought. So, and as far as the artwork and animation, it was right up my alley. So I wanted to go ahead and check that out as well. And then finally, Death Rain. Okay, now it's either Gehenna, again, public school, so try not to hold that against me too much here. Because especially when we're coming across these fantasy series, they have a lot of unique names, and sometimes it is difficult for my little small brain to comprehend how to pronounce these names. So, but yep, definitely wanted to give this one a check out. I really like the artwork within it. It's right up my alley, so went ahead and backed that one. And that does it for the Kickstarter portion. So over on Indiegogo, I have the Relentless Tin Soldier, and I went ahead and backed the Ketchup Pack, of course, because this is my first introduction into this. And I thought the character looked cool enough, so I wanted to see what it was all about. You know, give it a shot. All right, and so with that, I also did Ethan Van Sciver's Rainbow Brute, and I thought that was an interesting concept. You know, it's like all flowery and, you know, kind of girly, kind of like Care Bear-ish, but he's actually just like a freaking savage, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I wanted to give that a shot. I did back EVS's Cyberfrog campaign as well. I just did the whole catch-up tier because, again, it was first I'm getting in on it. And I know some of you guys know that he and Eric July don't necessarily get along, and I'm a big Rippaverse fan, and I just, that doesn't bother me. I'm going to back whoever I think their art and their work looks interesting to me. Or unless in the case of, you know, the Wildman one, you know, you come to me and just say, hey, you know, can you review my stuff? Absolutely. And I don't want submissions. Just tell me where I can buy it too, by the way. I don't want to just get a bunch of freebies, because then I don't want people thinking that I'm going to give it any kind of a review just based on that. Like, I want to give you guys, you work hard for it, so I want to give you guys the money. But going back to the whole EVS Eric July thing, I'm not interested in their dispute. That's between them. I don't think it should be a public thing. And I'm going to, I mean, if I do end up liking EVS's stuff, I'll continue to support him. Just like with the Rippaverse, I'm going to continue to support it. And speaking of other companies that I'm going to continue to support, Compass Comics, Graham Nolan's company, Return to Monster Island. I also back that one. I really like everything that he's got going on there with Compass Comics. I definitely recommend everybody go check him out. I have now completely backed. I've gotten all of his work for Compass Comics. I just finished my collection there. I have the Ghost of Matacumba Key as well, his last project. Currently, as far as Compass Comics is concerned, Joe Frankenstein is probably my favorite out of all of them. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say because he's got some really fun stuff, but the Joe Frankenstein 1 and 2, they're a lot of fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to more works from that. Return to Monster Island, the very first one that he did, just Monster Island. That was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend people check that one out. So if you're looking at something to back, Return to Monster Island, get the initial one with it. He does have those both together. Definitely check that out. And that does it for the month of February. So I will say March, probably going to be a little lighter. I am currently in a transitional period, shall we say, as far as my work life is concerned. So It'll just take a couple weeks to get that straightened out, and I'm back to buying a whole bunch of other stuff again. So, not a big deal. Just probably going to be a little light on that month. And then April looks to be just, hey, doing the same. So, but yeah, that's where we're at for the month of February. So, what do you guys think? You like my picks? Maybe not. Let me know. And then if you got any suggestions, I'm always open for interpretation. Like I said, probably done for the month of March. I'm gonna let it ride out and see what happens, but I'm probably done here. But I'm still open to suggestions, and then we can always go from there. So, thanks again, guys, for watching, and God bless.